On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name's Matt.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello. So the big secret's out. Now everyone knows where our intro comes from.
Correct. Not original at all. Just lifted right out of the show.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Should we change the intro?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Vinny, you were texting me about a really funny Seinfeld-related skit you saw recently.
Oh, yeah. As you know, I've become a huge fan of the Jiminy Glick series on the Maya and Marty show on NBC. And once again, he had a great one, and Jerry Seinfeld himself was the guest. And if you like the Larry David Jiminy Glick interview, this one is on par with it. Because right from the open, Jerry starts insulting Jiminy. And Martin Short, I love Martin Short. I can't get over him. But I just love it. And I can't really recall what I, picked out from that interview, but it's definitely worth a watch because I've watched it several times as well as the Larry David one several times over because I get a laugh every time.
Right on. I saw something trending with Maya Rudolph playing Kim Kardashian and Jerry's driving around with her.
Well, that's different. There's also a Comedians in Cars sketch they did where it opens, Jerry, it's like the, chalkboard, and you're seeing, this is Comedians in Cars, and you see the quick cuts of coffee being poured, and then it's Jerry in a convertible, and who is his guest but Larry David, played by Martin Short. And another thing we do on our show is we always do that Martin Short impersonation from Curb, the flat New York thing. But now you get to see Martin Short actually do Larry David, and it's the best impersonation of Larry David I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
The way he gets his voice a little bit gravelly, it's really a thing to see.
Oh, but
I think Maya Rudolph plays, I can't recall which Kardashian, one of them. I get them mixed up. And also Kenan Thompson comes on as a little cameo. He plays Neil deGrasse Tyson. So it's a very good sketch and a nice tribute to Comedians in Cars. So I highly recommend watching both of those.
For sure. Well, we'll include a link in our show notes. I will be checking that link out as well later. But Vinny, have some emails here I figured we could go over from our discussion last week, the label maker. You remember the label maker. First up, we got an email from Nico. I'm going with Gallegos. What are you going with?
I think it's Gallegos too. I think I'm going to go with Gallegos also.
All right. Well, he was just helping us with our discussion of, supers. I was wondering if the super is the kind of guy who fixes things in buildings, but he wrote in saying, hey, I myself am a super or an apartment manager. Super is usually in charge of a building as a whole, rent collection, tenant inquiries, other big picture issues. For most repairs, he has a maintenance guy like a Julio. So he said, I guess I'm Manny and my boss is Harold. But, every building is different, I guess. But, we were wondering, who the super was in Jerry's apartment.
Oh, cool.
Where I live, our super is also the fix-it guy. So maybe that's just an exception to the rule.
Hence your confusion.
Yes, very confused.
Thank you, Nico.
Yeah. We got an email also from Katie Lombardi, and I love this one. Love it when our listeners pick up on things we missed. There's a lot of things, but she wrote in saying, did you ever notice that when George gave Bonnie the cactus, she repeated the name of the gift? Oh, a cactus. As per Jerry's theory, she couldn't possibly like it. You repeat the name of the gift.
Yeah, I completely missed that, and I absolutely believe they did that with intent. So that is a wonderful get by Katie.
Yeah, and I love that because I think most of our listeners assume, they didn't mention it. I'm sure they got it, though.
Not this time.
No, not at all. And I got another, did you notice this, from Michael Jones.
Did you ever notice this? Did you ever notice that sort of thing?
Very good. Got an email from Michael Jones saying, when Jerry asks Elaine how she got up to Watley's apartment, He asks her, "Did you say you had to use the bathroom?" And he wonders, isn't that a callback to the tape? Remember back in, I think, season 2 with Carol when George leaves the angry answer machine message?
Oh, I remember Carol. And yes, I believe that is a callback.
Right.
Because that's how else can you get up to somebody's apartment? Say you got to use the bathroom.
Exactly. Now, I went back to the scene with Elaine and Tim outside of his apartment, and she doesn't mention the bathroom. She just says, I'd love to go up.
I would love to go upstairs, you're right. Mm-hmm. But Jerry assumes, did you ask if you had to use the bathroom?
Right, he knows from experience.
Right. So Jerry's kind of calling back to that.
Yeah, so I like that. Very good. Top marks to Katie and Michael. Way to go.
And they're subtle things, but they're so nuanced in the Seinfeld realm. Mm-hmm. So it's good.
Absolutely. Well, I have 2 plugolas here this week. One email is from Stephen Campbell. He wanted to let us know about a podcast he started. He was actually inspired by our podcast, which is very flattering. It's called the Who Would Win podcast, and it analyzes fictional fights between familiar faces. Currently, they have 3 episodes up, their most recent being which Game of Thrones character would win a season of Survivor. So kind of, crossing franchises and TV shows. I like this.
So anybody in the entertainment realm, it looks like, can compete on this Who Would Win cast?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're actually thinking of pitting Seinfeld characters against each other as well. So,
between Jerry and Gorgeous George here.
Yeah. I think we know who would win that fight.
Now, can podcast characters be on this podcast?
What are you getting at?
Vinnie Matt.
Oh, Mono a Baldo.
There it is.
You set yourself up.
It's in the episode.
But just to let you guys know, if you're interested in checking out the Who Would Win podcast, Steven let us know. They're on Twitter and on Facebook at Who Would Win Cast. They're also on iTunes as well. One other plugola here comes from Paul Elliott. He started a really cool thing here. It's called Seinfeld Madness. It's basically a college sports bracket pitting all of the Seinfeld episodes against each other. He's got a website, seinfeldmadness.wordpress.com. You can also check him out on Twitter, where we follow him and we retweet a lot of his posts. Really cool idea. I like this idea of narrowing down all of the Seinfeld episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Really tough, too. When you can pit, I think, certain episodes against each other, but when you're looking at, I don't know, Label Maker with, the Marine Biologist, where are you going to go?
As you know, I hate having to pick favorite episodes, so this would be very tough for me.
But you can check them out on Twitter. We retweet a lot of their posts from time to time, so get there and vote, and you can narrow it down to the top episode. Any bets, Vinny, on what's going to make it all the way to the end?
I'm thinking it's going to be a Final Four between the contest, the Marine Biologist, the Opposite, and help me with the last one.
Maybe like the Outing I'm going with?
Ooh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But it's interesting because, as we all know from following any kind of brackets, there are going to be upsets. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely check them out. Sounds like a lot of fun. Vinny, if listeners want to send us their thoughts on this week's episode, have a Seinfeld page, website they want plugged, or just want to say hello, how can they do that?
They can reach out to us at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram.
Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the 13th episode of Season 6, The Scofflaw, written by Peter Melman, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired January 26th, 1985.
Peter boy?
Petey.
Now, the only bit of trivia I have here, which I thought was interesting, is not just John Lovitz, but the John Lovitz character of Gary Fogel. Mm-hmm. I would say a relatively big actor auditioned for this character. And in fact, we find out from Mark Hirschfeld, that the casting director on Seinfeld, that Richard Schiff auditioned for a lot of characters on Seinfeld and never got a role. The name Richard Schiff might not ring any bells, but a lot of people know him as Toby from The West Wing. He's a very accomplished actor, Lost World. He's on The Affair.
He's got a very recognizable face. If you don't know his name, you'll definitely recognize his face.
Absolutely. But yeah, it just got me wondering about Richard Schiff and what an incredible actor to have on Seinfeld,
Yeah, apparently he just really wanted to be on the show, and he kept coming in, and it just didn't happen. So he still gives Mark Hirschfeld crap about it to this day that he didn't get a part on the show.
And it made me wonder if he would have been a better fit as Gary Fogel this week over John Lovitz, because, love John Lovitz, love him on SNL, very funny guy. I'm a big fan of, what is it, High School High? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Love John Lovitz, but there's something about his casting that takes me out of this episode for some reason. Love him. A part of me thinks he fits in well, but another part just can't help think of, yeah, that's the ticket.
See, I really like it because you can tell that this is a friend of Jerry's and even Jason's for that matter, because they have such a great rapport on set, and there's lots of bloopers with just John Lovitz has them in stitches, and maybe we can put some bloopers in this show. But that's what I like about it, that it's having a friend on set. And who else is going to deliver that line? She's looking at blue streak now, Jack. I can't imagine anybody else delivering that Jack line.
Yeah, I was Googling John Lovitz Jack because I thought that was a reference to another character he did elsewhere. That's a Seinfeld thing, right?
As far as I know.
Okay, because he has so many classic lines from SNL. I thought that was like just part of an old character he's kind of bringing out, but I don't think so.
Seinfeld original.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have liked this Richard Schiff, who seems to be a big fan of the show. I wish he would have been able to make it into the show at some point. But I do like John Lovitz here.
I have a feeling they cast John Lovitz because they needed the character to have a wackier edge. Since it's such a dark subject, lying about having cancer.
That's a good point.
I just feel like they needed maybe more slapstick edge to it. But yeah, Richard Schiff, man. I wonder what those other characters he auditioned for, because we have it written down here. He auditioned for 6 characters. So
that's what I would like to know. That needs to be unearthed.
Well, Vinny, should we get started?
Sure.
The big new accessory with eyeglasses seems to be that strap that connects in the back so you can take them on and off, which I don't get, because I thought if you have glasses, isn't that because you need to wear glasses? You need glasses. Isn't that what they say? I mean, an eye doctor doesn't say, would you care for some glasses? When people have crutches, they don't have like a little chain attached to their belt so they could just let go of them every now and then. Why not get a toupee with a rubber band for when you're water skiing and the thing could just...
Yeah, this one's pretty good. I gotta say, though, as a glasses wearer, I do take my glasses off on occasion. So I could see the benefit of having the strap.
This is one of those stand-ups that I love because, it's just Jerry, coming up with really funny concepts like the toupee with rubber band. Love that.
Water skiing.
Great visual.
I think the crutches with the little chains dangling off your belt is really a nice visual.
But can't the stand-up just sort of fall flat when you point out, well, those are reading glasses. You take reading glasses off because you don't wear them all the time. That's why there's a chain on them. And
and so that was my first thought seeing this was like, well, wait a second. People who are nearsighted, they got to take their glasses off to look up close. Right. So, it kind of took me out of it. But other than that, it is a really solid stand-up.
Well, once you get past that sort of like, hey, like the dumb nitpicking we do on the show, you're like, oh, I don't care. Like, I want to hear about this toupee with the rubber band on it.
Keep going. It's good.
Your glasses are reading glasses, though, right?
No, they're not.
They're not? Oh.
No, I can't see far away. I can see up close.
Can't go right. This does remind me a little bit of the stand-up where, glasses equate intelligence, or at least we think that way.
Boy, I got to tell you, that was a hell of a delivery.
Well, first scene of the episode, we are on the sidewalk. A couple of short scenes here. George walks by this guy, hasn't seen him in a long time, Gary Fogel, and they catch up. George even gives him a hard time for not being around. Who's not busy? I'm busy. We're all busy. Everybody's busy. All right, tell me, what's kept you so busy?
Mostly chemotherapy.
What was that? Man.
I'm doing my John Lovitz.
Great little response from Jason there. He just like,
oh my goodness,
nods.
That's the epitome of foot in mouth, and I think we've all experienced that at least once, right?
Oh, once.
At
least every week.
And doesn't Jason's look just suggest, yeah, I'm an As we mentioned earlier, Gary Fogel is played by John Lovitz, who is most famous for his appearance on SNL. He was also in Three Amigos, Big, The Critic, News Radio, and 13 episodes of The Simpsons. He did some voice work.
Oh, yeah, man. Who doesn't know John Lovitz? I would say he's actually one of the most recognizable faces on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Do you have any favorite work of his?
I really like him in A League of Their Own. Does he play like a scout or something? Mm-hmm. But I remember he gives this line to... I think Gina Davis or her sister, and he goes, dry your eyes. I'm going to go home and give the wife a little pickle tickle. Okay. And in that quintessential John Lovitz voice.
Right.
That one's very memorable for me.
This isn't easy to access, but he does some commentaries on the Seinfeld, the Simpsons DVDs, and he just dominates the room. Really funny. Mainly the episodes, that he appeared in. But it's just him ball busting with the other writers and producers, so really good time. Well, next scene, Kramer is about to cross the street when someone tosses their garbage out the window, and as the car speeds off, Kramer yells, "Hey, pig!" And this officer nearby writing a ticket stops and turns to confront Kramer, like, "What'd you say?" And as he does, the car he was writing a ticket for speeds off. And I got a question for you. Two things, actually. Did you notice Kramer's delivery of "Hey, pig"?
Hey, pig!
He's not saying those words.
Oh, really?
He's saying something completely different. Or if he's saying the same words, he's delivering it differently.
I see. So you're suggesting that it's an ADR?
Oh, it definitely is an ADR. And it just made me wonder, why would they ADR that? And, maybe there was a plane flying overhead at the time. They didn't get a clean take. They are shooting outside. But I didn't think much of it until I continued to watch the episode. There's a lot of ADRs this week.
Isn't there a weird one with Jerry in the apartment?
Yes, very weird one, where he's delivering this line all on camera.
Yeah.
And it's a long ADR, too. It's not one or two words. It's a whole sentence.
Because in your headphones, the level of the audio changes a little bit, I recall.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's really weird. There's another weird ADR in Newman's car with Kramer. So I don't know what happened this week. That felt weird. And also, does the action in this scene feel a little off? Like, was there someone in the driver's seat when the cop was writing the parking ticket?
They would have to be in order to flee the scene so quickly, right?
Yeah, and
he could have got in there real quick.
Well, we'll talk about that later. I have some issues with the action this week. Mm-hmm. It just feels off.
It's kind of got a herky-jerky kind of feel, right?
Yeah, this whole episode does.
Disjointed.
From the action to the ADRs, it feels like a lot of lines are omitted in scenes. Mm-hmm. Like just weird moments. Maybe we can talk about them when we get to them. But next scene, we're in Jerry's apartment. Kramer's explaining what happened, how he was yelling at the litter bug for throwing trash on the streets of his town. He explained it to the cop, though, right?
No, he fled the scene.
And as George enters, wanting to talk to Jerry in private, Kramer gives him a hard time, puts him in a headlock. I love this. It feels like they're kids, like neighborhood kids sort of giving each other a hard time.
Yeah, but I just, it seems odd for me for Kramer to put George in a headlock. Mm-hmm. It seems kind of out of place.
Well, speaking of out of place, I don't get this moment when Kramer leaves the apartment and he closes the door and just stares at George, and it's this weird improvised Michael Richards moment that to me just feels awkward.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm surprised they left that in. I thought they would have kind of cut before that,
It looks like one of those scenes from either the bloopers where, something might go wrong in a scene, so someone has to improvise.
Right.
And it's like, okay, that's a cute attempt at keeping the scene going, but we're not going to use that.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Right.
But they left it in.
Yeah, they sure did.
Also, after Kramer puts George in the headlock, he releases him, and he kind of struts around like he's big man on campus. Did you see that?
Like little Jerry?
Exactly.
All right, I got news. You ready? Gary Fogel had cancer.
Oh, yeah, I knew.
You know? How did you know?
He told me a few months ago.
Why did he tell you and not me?
I don't know.
How are you closer to him than me? So is he okay?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. Fine. He was in bad shape for a while, though.
Huh, really? How bad? Was he on his deathbed?
No, he was on his regular bed.
So why didn't you tell me?
He swore me to secrecy.
So?
It's not like you're my wife.
Well, I still think you should have told me.
Hey, believe me, you're better off not knowing. It's not easy to deal with someone in a situation like this. I was so nice to him, I almost made myself sick.
Well, I'm going to talk to him about this.
That's right, you let him have it. Who is he not to tell you about his life-threatening illness?
That's what I'm saying.
His illness is your business.
If not mine, whose?
If not now, when?
Were you just talking about me?
No, an old friend of ours, Gary.
Oh, the guy with cancer?
You told her she's not your wife?
If I told you, you would have given it away.
You don't think I can keep a secret?
No, but he would have read your face.
You don't trust my poker face?
Do you ever win at poker?
No.
There's some great lines in this scene. Love that. Was he on his deathbed?
No, he was on his regular bed.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wish we could use that more often in real life.
It's not common for someone to ask you if they're on their deathbed.
Right, or to make a joke about it.
I think in real life it would be in poor taste. I also like the topic of whether or not it's acceptable to tell your wife everything,
Absolutely.
because that seems to kind of carry over to real life. Also in the Secret Code episode, no?
That and the sponge. The sponge is what I think of because that deals with the waist size and...
Cycles.
Well, that's secret code. Yeah, but Susan, fiance, wife, you have to tell them everything.
Speaking of which, there was some deleted dialogue to add to that. George says, if I were your wife, would you have told me? And Jerry says, I don't think so. So George says, really? You think there's secrets that husbands and wives don't tell each other? And Jerry goes, yeah, like, I hate you.
Very nice.
It's a very positive outlook on marriage.
Well, he's learning from the wife episode. He even delivers that line to Jeannie Steinman. You know, we both looked at each other and we said, I hate you. Okay, have a good day. Take care.
All right. Well, I'm sold. That's good stuff. I kind of wish they would have left that in.
I like that a lot too. There's also some good visual jokes in this scene when, George is asking Jerry questions. He just shrugs. And
Yeah.
it's like the, I forget the scene, but it's Jerry and Elaine sitting next to each other on the couch. And they're both, the man in the cape.
Right.
Nodding, shaking their head, shrugging.
Acting without acting.
Now Kramer enters and he tells Elaine, hey, I saw your old boyfriend Jake Jarmel on TV, and he wonders if she knows where he got his glasses since he needs a new look. He's stagnating.
I have to say, as a glasses wearer, I take exception to that. That's like me buying a wheelchair to cruise around in.
Do you take offense to that as a glasses wearer?
No.
Because there are people out there who just wear frames with, some plastic in them.
Yeah. I actually don't mind that. I don't think that's offensive in any way.
You think it's cool for glasses to be worn fashionably?
Yeah, they do look good.
It is a bizarre thing, though. Like, why would you wear glasses unless they're helping you see or protecting you from the sun?
To enhance your appearance.
Very bizarre. Now, have we heard that joke before about, like, cruising around in a wheelchair just for the fun of it?
We've seen a visual representation of that in the handicap spot.
I think that's what's sticking in my head. That image of Kramer, like, in the room, just, like, crashing into stuff.
He's test driving. Hop in.
Now, I don't have an exact quote, but there are some weird ADRs in this scene as well. They don't stand out as much as Jerry's later or Kramer's at the beginning, but there are some noticeable ADRs here if you're listening for them. But turns out Jake Jarmel, who we haven't seen since, The Opposite?
End of season 5, that's right, The
Yeah.
Opposite.
Turns out he's got a new book out, and he's doing a 2-day, I've never heard of this, a 2-day signing at Walden Books. So Kramer's going to go head over there and, find out where he got his glasses.
That must be some book.
Yeah, that's a major chain. Do you remember Walden Books?
I do. Growing up, yeah, that was our bookstore.
Yeah, in our mall we had one. I love that. That was before Barnes & Noble, before like the really big bookstores, at least in my town.
And bam! So I didn't realize this, but the script actually gives us a title to Jake's book.
You can actually read it on the cover. It's hard to make out, but it's there.
What's with the pepper?
What do you think that book's about? Is it like somehow connected to Frank Costanza because he's like, again with the pepper?
I was hoping it would have been related to the exclamation point fight between him and Elaine, but I don't see a connection between that kitchen scene.
Do you think there was an exclamation point At the end of the question mark?
Perhaps.
After the question mark?
I like to use that in my text. Question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
Absolutely. Yeah, what's with the pepper? I don't know. And is it a novel? Is it like a travel book, like a foodie kind of book?
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Does somebody name Pepper? Pepper Johnson?
I hate the design of the book because for years it was so hard to figure out what the title was. It's like it's a green dust jacket with like a red, pink font or purple font. Really does not go well together. I actually have this. I collect Stephen King books, like hardcovers, and I have this one called Eye of the Dragon, and it's got that same kind of color clash, and I always hated it. Just there's something about a green dust jacket that looks really ugly to me. Anyways. Yikes. Well, Kramer gets in line and he gets his book signed, and as he leaves, he asks Jake, "Hey, where'd you get those eyeglass frames?"
I can't tell you.
Oh, so you don't know where you got them?
Yes, I do, but I don't want anyone else to have them.
Well, that's peculiar.
Very peculiar.
You can see Tom Gamble in the background. Did you see that?
I recognized him. Mm-hmm. Tall, glasses.
Mm-hmm. Next scene, we're at Monk's. George is having some lunch with Gary, and he points out this pretty woman in the back booth who comes in every day and reads. No one has the guts to go up and talk to her.
Why don't you just go talk to her?
There it is. Talk to her. Talk to her. Now, there was a deleted scene here. You know, George kind of, baits Gary. You know, no one can talk to this girl. And Gary's like, oh, we'll see about that. Did you watch this?
As he closes in, he chickens out and turns back around.
When he gets to the girl's booth, he just sort of, he's walking over confident. And then as soon as he hits the booth, he like slouches. Kind of like collapses and just walks back to the table.
That's kind of nice because then you would have seen pre-toupee and post-toupee.
Yeah.
Brim with confidence.
Does a lot for a man's confidence. Well, Gary spoke to a mutual friend, Debbie Biblo, recently, and he told him to say hi to George. And George is pretty flattered, hearing that. Oh, she said hi. And he's still upset, though, that Gary didn't confide in him and tell him about the cancer. But Gary points out, hey, George, you can't keep a secret, Maybe I was just thinking of myself.
Yes.
Great delivery from Jason there. So I'm interested by this group dynamic. Gary is friends with Jerry and George, and he knows about George enough. Like, he's got a bad poker face. Can't keep a secret.
Right. Remember we've spoken in the past about the gang playing poker. We wished there was a scene of that. Apparently, George, Gary, and Jerry are all poker buddies. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. Well, next scene, we're on the sidewalk, and Kramer is walking around with this police officer who we saw at the beginning, and he's kind of explaining what happened.
So I called the litter bug a pig, not you. I like policemen. I wanted to be a policeman.
Yeah, so why didn't you?
I'm scared of being shot.
Mr. Kramer, let me tell you a story. In 1979, I ticketed a brown Dodge Diplomat for parking in a church zone. That fine was never paid. And since then, that Scofflaw has piled up more parking tickets than anyone in New York City. For 16 years, I pursued him, only to see him give me the slip time and time again. I've never got a clean look at his face, but he's become my white whale. Mr. Kramer, that day was yesterday. But thanks to you, I don't know if I'll ever get that chance again.
I like that eye patch.
I like that eye patch, too.
Yeah.
That's Ivory Ocean playing Officer Morgan. So first thing, love the name Ivory Ocean. Sounds like a cool detective. And Officer Morgan, could he perhaps be related to Mr. Morgan? Is there a family there in the Seinfeld universe?
Possibly.
Unfortunately, Ivory Ocean did pass away in 2011, but he was known for being in The Mask. He played Mayor Tilton, and then he was in Lost Highway. Yeah. And he was in A Walk in the Clouds.
You said Lost Highway, though. Correct.
Yeah,
I love that movie. I need to revisit that.
But a great trivia question, what's the name of Newman's car, associated with the Scofflaw?
Oh, very
1979
good.
Brown Dodge Diplomat. And where was he parking it? In a church zone.
That is some good trivia. The Dodge Diplomat, you see the front of the car later, and I swear there's a Chrysler logo on it. Did you notice that?
I did not.
Okay. Might have to check the Hulu version, the high-res version. But I really like this Officer Morgan. I like the delivery. I like the eye patch.
Oh yeah,
his monologue there is fantastic. He always had for me at least, a Carl Winslow vibe.
Yes.
You know?
Well, Carl Winslow, another police officer, another police officer.
Yes. Or the cop from Die Hard, or the cop from Ghostbusters. Yeah. But this monologue he has here, explaining about the Scofflaw that he's been chasing, this white whale. Great scene, great delivery. I always had an issue how the monologue comes together, though. So the line is, "For 16 years I pursued him, only to see him give me the slip time and time again. I never got a clean look at his face, but he's become my white whale. Mr. Kramer, that day was yesterday." Does it feel like there's a line or two missing in there?
It does. You've been saying that to me for years, and I've always been like, what are you talking about? But I'm finally starting to realize, what day was yesterday? Weren't you supposed to, tell Kramer I was about to give him a ticket yesterday, but you called me a pig?
Or I pursued him only to see him give me the slip time and time again, except one day I almost got him, and that day was yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, it always rubbed me the wrong way. Like there's something's missing, all right.
Something's missing?
What did they cut out?
Also worth mentioning, the script revealed that Officer Morgan's eye patch was there due to a sty.
I like that.
Yeah.
Next scene, we're at Monk's, finishing up George and Gary's conversation. They're getting ready to leave.
All right, I'm gonna move my car. My meter's up. Can't park in this.
Hey, George, listen. You know that company I work for? They own that parking lot around the corner.
Well, that's a Kinney lot?
Yeah, and there's a space opening up, and I could get it for you. You just have to pay the tax on it. It'd be like $50 a month.
$50 a month? That's incredible. Okay, thanks.
All right, I got lunch, all right?
Still owe me a secret.
All right, listen, there is something I haven't told you, all right?
Yeah?
Yeah, but you can't tell Jerry.
What do you think? I tell Jerry everything? It's not like he's my wife.
Okay, well, the thing is, I've been living a lie.
Just one? I'm living like 20. What's yours?
Well, I never actually had cancer. I'll see you.
See, there it is. It's these moments where I'm thinking, oh, John Lovitz.
So casually, I didn't really have cancer. I'll see you.
How does Gary think he's going to get away with that lie? Like, that sounds like something you never tell anyone. I never had cancer. Why would you tell anyone that?
Yeah, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure.
Absolutely.
And to put your trust in George Costanza, of all people.
Very bizarre. I'm like, tell him a different secret, man.
Yeah. Tell him your ATM code, for Christ's sake.
Great line in there, too. The thing is, I've been living a lie. Just one? I'm living like 20.
That's pretty good.
And George seems really happy with that. He's like, huh, yep.
Yeah.
I'm a liar. Had you ever heard of a Kinney lot before?
No, I haven't.
There's an interesting wiki page about it. I thought they were saying Kenny lot for the longest time. Like Kenny
Kramer.
Yeah, or Kenny Kramer. But it's Kinney lot. It has an interesting history, but it's like, let me try to find a bit here that kind of sums it up. Prior to its public listing in 1960, the parking company merged with the funeral home company and then expanded into car rentals, office cleaning firms, and construction companies. And now it's based out of New Jersey, through the 60s and 70s. And all I'm thinking about is the mob when I'm like reading this Wikipedia page.
Sounds like a front.
It sounds very shady. And listen, I'm sure it's, I don't want to get whacked here. I'm sure it's a very respectful company, but yeah, it just sounds really shady when you read their wiki page. Real estate development. They tried to purchase the Aladdin Hotel and a casino in Las Vegas. Like it's huge, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely an interesting read on the Wikipedia page. Now, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Elaine is hearing about Kramer's encounter with Jake. Isn't that just like him? He has to be the only one with those eyeglasses.
Tell me about it, soul sister.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have audio of this, but there's a great bit here where Kramer just nonchalantly says, oh, I told Jake you said hi. And Elaine just flips out, right?
Yeah, she loses it.
Mm-hmm. And this is just pure, I think, Seinfeld. You told him that I said hi. I didn't want him to hear that. And Elaine explains that he made the last contact between them, so she holds the upper hand in the post-breakup relationship. If he thinks she said hi, she loses the upper hand.
That's right. This whole business of not having hand. Does that remind you of anything from previous episodes past?
Absolutely. I wrote here, she's got no hand.
I'm thinking the Pez dispenser, George not having any hand with Noelle. And this right here really screams Peter Melman to me and how he understands the very essence of Seinfeld. Another great observation, another observation about relationships, and he's able to inject that into the show, this whole business of the upper hand and the post-breakup relationship.
It's brilliant. I love this. I feel like it doesn't get enough, attention. No, that's not the right word because they talk about it a lot. Yeah, that's it. This feels like you could base a whole episode around this.
Exactly. And this is them sitting in the coffee shop, the four of them discussing this. Right. Interesting topic, but it's kind of an offhand comment here.
Yeah, I mean, it tracks with George and Debbie later, but I just feel like they never got to explore this as much as they could. So Elaine heads out to talk to Jake to explain the whole situation, and this is as George enters, looking like he's got a secret.
How'd it go with Gary?
Fine.
Really?
Yeah.
You look like something's on your mind.
No, nothing. Fine.
So that's your poker face.
A regular face.
No, it isn't. I've seen your regular face. That is not it.
What are you saying?
All right, George, come on. What do you got?
Got nothing.
What do you got, pair of bullets?
What are you talking about?
2 pair? 3 of a kind?
Are you stabbing?
Oh, my God, you got a flush. You're holding a flush.
I don't have a flush.
A full house? You got a full house? Turn him over, George. I want to see him. Come on, I'm calling. What do you got? Gary Fogle never had cancer.
So George really does have a crappy poker face, doesn't he?
Yes. And I love Jerry's face at the end, when George cracks. He's so satisfied.
So satisfied. And this business of matching the content of the news to how good the poker hand is really cool. Mm-hmm. It's like the equivalent of the sports analogies we always hear in the show. But this was very cool the way they equated. This was definitely a full house.
What do you got, a pair of bullets? What are you talking about? Have we ever played poker?
We have not. I'm not a very good poker player. Mm-hmm. Hence why I don't play poker.
The poker face or just the whole strategy? Or
I can't bluff. I don't. Whatever I have, I assume is a bad hand. Mm-hmm. Kind of like my personality.
This might be a good time to mention that Jason Alexander is a big poker player, or at least used to be. I remember seeing him on those celebrity poker tournaments.
Yes.
He had the shades on. I don't think he did the whole annoying hat, wig, hood, face mask,
monocle, top hat, cane.
Was he Mr. Peanut?
This is unrelated, but earlier, we didn't mention this, but when Elaine came in in an earlier scene, she walks into the apartment. She goes, "Were you just talking about me?"
Oh yes.
And Jerry says, "No, this guy Gary Fogle." George does the same thing in the Soup Nazi. Were you just talking about me? What's going on?
Very good.
That was something else that I kind of picked up on that I just forgot to mention.
Love it. And that's some really good minutia there that I think everyone can relate to, because when someone was just talking about you.
Yes.
Oof. And it's even worse in the George situation, because when he says, "Were you guys just talking about me? What's going on?"
Absolutely not.
Kramer leaves. He's like, "All right, I'm going to head out." It's like, well, you obviously were.
Yeah. Now you wonder why he's paranoid, neurotic.
Oh, good.
It's a pleasure.
Now, next scene, we're at Walden Books. Elaine is holding up the line, while explaining to Jake that it was an unauthorized tie.
You didn't say hi?
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why you came down here to tell me?
Correct.
You never said hi?
Correct.
You still like me, don't you?
Correct. What's that?
Cha-cha. Another Seinfeld staple. The caught off guard. What's that? That happens,
Right.
I think almost every principal character says that at least once in the show.
What's that? Jake points out that, coming down here to say that you didn't say hi is more of a gesture if you did say hi. I love how they...
Jake!
love... The scene just ends with her stammering.
Yeah.
But
It's cool to see a flummoxed Elaine in this episode because you see it a couple times here.
Absolutely. I just have to throw it out there. Do you think Elaine still likes Jake? Like a little bit? Just a little bit.
I think it's like an angry... There's still feelings there, but she's still angry about him. Like this whole exclamation point business and the juju fruit.
Because
it's festering.
She does say several times, like, I don't like him anymore. I'm totally over him. Mm-hmm. But as we know from Elaine and Putty, she is totally over him, hates him, but they keep coming back together. Maybe, they're just a better fit than Elaine and Jake. But
maybe the vending machine of Jake and Elaine's love is still rocking back and forth. Needs that final push.
Well, unfortunately, this is the last time we'll see Jake. And I wonder if, that's pretty much the confirmation that they're over each other. But
I also really like in the scene how there's the angry customer behind Elaine. I've been trying to get this sign all day, and Elaine, who is so, enraged at this point, just takes the book and signs it herself and gives it back to the guy.
What makes you think that? It's a great moment, yeah. Oh, boy. That book. What's with the pepper? What's it about?
Wanda Pepper.
Hey, there you go. Wanda Pepper. Pepper Johnson. Again with the pepper.
Oh, you got any pepper?
What's that from?
See? See, like that. A little wetter.
Hang on, the phone's ringing. Anyways, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Jerry, of course, is pretty upset that Gary's been lying to him for 2 months. Turns out the doctors thought he had cancer, but the surgery revealed he didn't.
There's only one other person who might do something like this, and that's you.
Well,
I don't even think you could do it.
no, I could do it.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah, come on. Part of me thinks, though, George wouldn't do this. I feel like I don't know. This crosses the line for him.
No
You think
line.
George would say to someone he had cancer?
Yeah, for the pity that he always craves, yes. Pity's very underrated.
Yeah. It seems like, I don't know.
Despicable?
Yeah.
This is not even close to being the same level, but he goes into a doctor's office and wastes his time lying about his arm and voluntarily going like this.
That's true.
So what's it,
Right. Also, there is something about Gary that is more sleazy than George.
Yes.
Like John Lovitz brings that kind of like sleazy factor that I feel like George is still, I don't know, a pretty sweet guy.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of dignity.
Mm-hmm. Even though he will admit from time to time, no dignity. Well, Jerry even bought Gary an unlimited gift certificate at the Hair Team for Men, since he was worried he'd lose his hair from the chemo. And as Jerry is about to call Gary on the phone, George tells him not to.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to this guy.
Wait a minute. You can't say anything.
Why not?
Because he'll know I told you. Besides, he's giving me a parking spot around the corner for practically nothing.
So you're telling me because you're getting free parking, I gotta pretend this guy had cancer when he didn't?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And I'm supposed to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you have to maintain the same disposition, too. You can't start acting any differently. You have to be nice.
Why didn't he tell me?
Because you were being so nice.
I don't think I can be that nice.
You be nice!
Oh man, the synchronized turn at the end is a wonderful way to end the scene.
Mm-hmm. This season, it feels like there's a lot of Jerry-George team-ups. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Specifically, like you said, the scene in the Switch where they're at the diner kind of scheming and at Jerry's kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good one-on-one between the two of them.
Just like that, the way they, as you mentioned, they turn their backs on each other just seems like perfect for their characters this season.
They literally are a comedy team at this point.
Now, that ADR you mentioned at the top of the episode, it's in this scene with Jerry where he's like, so you're telling me because you're getting free parking, I got to pretend this guy had cancer when he didn't? So if you go back and listen to that audio, even on the podcast, it sounds a little off.
Ooh, do it with headphones on, and you'll really hear a noticeable difference between the two, where there's a cut in the lines.
And what's crazy about ADRs is, they'll try to hide it with, cutaway, show the back of the character's head or,
Yeah, a great example is Elaine when she's leaving the apartment in what's the Woody Woodpecker
Pop store.
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
Right.
That is an ADR line.
Sure. But in this scene, man, that's tough. You have this full shot of Jerry saying the same line. So I wonder again, why did you have to ADR it? Maybe there was an issue with the mic that they didn't notice about until post.
Right. Anything could have gone wrong. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what else would you cut to in that apartment? Like the bookshelf,
Superman, the thing of bananas. I don't know.
That reminds me in God, it's awful. When I used to work in reality TV, and we just had to either throw in an ADR or we didn't have like a shot, like a proper shot. We just cut to the cat, like on the couch.
Aww,
show the cat.
Bonkers.
There was one scene where we just cut to the cat maybe like 5 or 6 times.
It's the same shot of the cat. Like it doesn't change.
Well, there's usually some narrative, like the cat's chasing something or. Now we did an ADR thing in the city. I forget.
Yes.
Exactly
what was the? It was like a film institute where the Breaking Bad props were on display.
We were at the Museum of Moving Images in Queens.
That's it.
And we could go into a room and do an ADR. Was it for like a movie or a TV show?
You could record ADRs for Coming to America. And it was the scene where Hakeem goes into the office at McDowell's and he says, I've recently been placed in charge of garbage. Do you have any that requires disposal? And we got to spend like 10 minutes just sitting in there recording the lines, then hearing it played back over the video. And it was so hard to get your voice to sync up with Eddie Murphy's lips.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean,
we had a ball doing it, though.
Absolutely. I mean, ADRs, I think, are just as common now as they ever were. But what's really impressive are those movies, especially like the James Bond movies. Like a lot of the Bond girls were dubbed.
That's right.
Because they had really thick accents. And there's this one woman, her name's escaping me. She voiced like a ton of Bond girls throughout all of those Sean Connery movies. And that's tough, man. Just like Jerry in the scene, to sync your voice up with moving lips. It's incredible. Truly an art. But yeah, interesting scene. A lot of ADR talk this week. We have an act break, and next scene we're at Monk's. Jerry arrives, and he does like a quick scan of the coffee shop. I never noticed this. He kind of like reacts when he sees Gary. You know, kind of like
he's taken aback.
Mm-hmm. He's sitting in a booth, sporting a thick, full head of hair. Not a huge fan of the style necessarily, but I gotta say, the toupee looks pretty convincing.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, because I feel like with guys, it has to be really perfectly like maintained here in order to pass.
Well, then I think you get the John Travolta look, which is really weird, where it's like a perfectly straight line.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
And it doesn't look. I think you have to hide it a little bit with some scraps, like like the thinning hair in the front to hide the hairline.
Yeah, it has to look natural.
Mm-hmm. What about toupees? Are you ever in a toupee? Like,
I would never do that.
Ever.
It's too risky. If something ever happened and it came off and people saw it in public, I would not be able to leave the house ever again.
Well, that's why you get the rubber band, you know?
Shut your mouth. This is not funny. I'll be okay.
Now, there was some cool stuff in the script here, which I would have loved to see. It's really goofy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently the opening of the scene, I feel like Andy Ackerman this season was trying to do some cool new things from behind the camera, but unfortunately due to time constraints and various other things, he couldn't make it work. But this scene, the opening shot where Jerry came in, was going to have a point of view look. They were going to shoot it via a handheld camera, and you'd see Jerry scanning around looking for Gary Fogle. He'd see the woman in the back going past Gary Fogle, and he's wearing the toupee, and then it would snap back to the shot we normally see.
Right.
But it would have been a cool POV from Jerry's point of view.
It kind of has a Terminator vibe to it, but I doubt there would have been all of the like the digital
scanning.
Yeah, right.
Toupee, Fogle. Okay.
But you can definitely see that in Jerry's performance. Like that's what they were trying to go for. Mm-hmm. Gary's really happy with his new hair. He thanks Jerry for the gift certificate.
You've been so nice.
what I'm thinking of doing? I'm getting rid of all my fillings, because that mercury is toxic. Hey, let me see your fillings.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Open up. Let me take a look.
You be nice. It's giving me a parking space. Parking space. Parking space.
Oh, what do you know? Hey, looky there. You're loaded.
Okay.
Hey, look who's over there. Miss Cool Toes. Check this out, Jack.
Hey, buddy.
Hey! Look at you. What's this?
It's an eye patch.
You look like a pirate.
I want to be a pirate.
This is Gary.
How you doing?
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, there's only one problem.
Can't see on your right side?
No, it's itchy.
I'm starting to see what you mean about John Lovitz being John Lovitz. The way you just did the that mercury is toxic.
Yeah. Again, it's fine. It's not. It just feels like, hey, John Lovitz is on Seinfeld.
But man, anytime I hear that, check this out, Jack.
Right.
I love it, and I think anytime John Lovitz says it, I think Jerry loves it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Now, before that, great voiceover from George. You be nice. He gave me a parking space. Parking space. Hey, that's kind of like the why don't you just go up and talk to her?
Talk to her.
Which Gary does. But my favorite moment in this scene is when Gary says, hey, let me look at your fillings. And that expression of Jerry's, very bizarre.
We also see Kramer come in, and we see the eye patch and leather jacket. Mm-hmm. And did you notice Jerry says he looks like a pirate?
Of course.
What's Kramer's response?
I want to be a pirate.
Finally, after all these years, Kramer actually wants to and is a pirate.
Do you think this was on Kramer's mind way back in the puffy shirt? Like, Kramer's the one that wanted to wear it. Well, no chance in hell, but but maybe like deep down, Kramer was, I don't know, kind of projecting. Like he wanted to be the pirate.
No, I disagree, because when Kramer was going to be on Sonia Live and Jerry says, I'll loan you my puffy shirt, Kramer's like, no. He kind of, sloughs it off. But this just happened to work out that he had the patch and the leather.
Good point. And I think this brings the I want to be, I don't want to be running joke to a close. I think this is the final time we'll get a reference. And it's nice that it's a pirate line. It kind of has this nice full circle feel to it. Great scene too when Michael arrives, how he falls into the booth.
Yeah, it looks like it hurt.
Really, and the great effect with there's like a little glass of soda that gets knocked over.
And he manages to get up quickly, pick up the spilled glass and place it upright. I don't know how Jerry was able to keep a straight face during that scene.
Yeah. I swear they must do these scenes multiple times. There's no way.
Yeah.
Unless Michael tells him, like, hey, Jerry, I'm going to do this. Brace yourself.
Right. You brace yourself. But to close out that clip, Kramer says, I tell you, there's only one problem. Jerry assumes, you can't see out of your right side? No, it's itchy. But we see, though, Kramer, he misses the handshake. He falls hard into the booth. That has nothing to do with the eye patch. You know what I mean? That's purely Kramer's, doofus coming out.
Absolutely. Well, next scene, we're in George's car, and I'm going to combine two of these scenes here. He's driving around with Debbie, and of course mentions that the car used to be owned by John Voight. He's still keeping that lie going.
Now, here's something I wanted to talk about. I watched this episode with the subtitles on. They spell John Voight, Jon. Mm-hmm. Now, how cool would it have been as like a joke within a joke within a joke if in the subtitles they spelled it John?
Oh.
like the periodontist.
Oh, sure.
Since he's the true owner.
The subtitles kind of ruined the nuance of George's line. Like,
exactly.
George is never lying when he says it was owned by John Voight.
Technically, he's not wrong, but...
The actor?
No. Look over there.
What's that? So Debbie wonders what made George call her out of the blue, and he says, well, Gary told him that she said hi, and here we go. She says, I didn't say hi. I actually told him to give George her regards or send my regards. And in a later scene, George isn't sure what to think. He thought this was a date, but Debbie says it isn't. Again, it's not like she said hi. If she had said hi, this would be a date. And she wonders, hey, George, can you keep a secret?
Me? Oh, yeah.
Well, it turns out she's fallen in love with Gary, and she never had feelings for him until he got sick. But she saw how brave he was, and how he gained this wonderful perspective on life.
Yeah, he's got some perspective there.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that Florence Nightingale syndrome?
Yeah, I guess so.
She falls ill. He falls ill. She falls in love.
I think you're thinking of Gordon Lightfoot, or no? Sorry,
Clara.
Oh yeah.
It was run by the cat Stevens.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Debbie Biblo is played by actress Barbara Allen Woods, who was known for playing in One Tree Hill, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show, and Striptease. And
you ever see Striptease? Never mind.
I love the parallel between Elaine and Jake with the unauthorized hi, and then George, Debbie, and Gary with the regards being misinterpreted as hi.
Right.
So lots of highs going on.
Right. I don't know how to describe this. I get what's going on here, and I think it's very Seinfeldian, but for whatever reason, this just didn't really stick with me.
You mean like regards and hi, one meaning I'm interested, one meaning just hey, hello.
All of the crap, we've collected over the years, we've memorized from Seinfeld. If you were to ask me, what is George's, first of all, who's Debbie Biblo? I totally forgot about this character.
Right.
What is George's scene with her in this episode? I couldn't tell you. What are they talking about? I just, for whatever reason, none of this has stuck with me over the years.
Yeah, if you went up to a Seinfeld fan and say, hey, give Joe my regards, that wouldn't be a line that sticks out as oh, you referenced the show.
Yeah, this almost felt like a new episode in a weird way, because I'm like, oh yeah, this was in an episode at one point. For some reason with Elaine, I don't remember the whole high thing. I remember the glasses better.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It just hasn't stuck with me over the years. Do you feel the same way, or do you remember
I do.
this?
Actually, well, because Peter Millman is credited with coming up with some great phrases and items that have been so memorable over the years. Shrinkage, Spongeworthy, yada, yada, yada. Or no, he didn't do yada, yada, right?
Oh, he did. No, and anti-dentites, all that.
Yada, yada. Yet this one didn't catch on.
And I wonder if because there's not a term really to sum it up.
Mm-hmm.
But, next scene, we're in a cab, and Elaine is telling the cabbie about her problems with Jake and how smug he acted. I hate smugness. Don't you hate smugness?
Smugness is not a good quality.
You really nailed this accent. Well done.
I love it.
Elaine notices a guy on the sidewalk wearing glasses that are identical to Jake's, so she makes the cabbie pull over, since she might have a way to get back at her ex-boyfriend.
Good. Revenge is very good. That's Bob Shaw, Seinfeld writer. Yes. Very memorable. He gets two very memorable lines here. These we remember.
Right.
And he comes back in the understudy. He's, oh, you're the three who took out, Rochelle the musical. Get out of my cab.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He also appeared in season 4, of course, in the pilot. He's the guy that... Oh, really?
Oh, at the unemployment or the equal opportunity employment office?
Yeah. He's having breakfast, lunch, and dinner or whatever at Monk's. When Elaine finally catches up to this guy on the street, she finds out that he got his glasses in Malaysia, and he was actually going to get a new pair anyways. But he tells her that they were really expensive. What are you cracking up about?
Not just Malaysia, but Malaysia.
Did I say Malaysia?
No, that's how the guy says it in the show.
How does he say it?
Malaysia. It just cracks me up. I'm sorry.
It's all right. When I saw this guy, I'm like, oh, he's a double dipper. What episode was he in again? And it's not Seinfeld. He's in a different show that we can't shut up about.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's Danny Breen. He plays Guy with Glasses. He was a producer on Whose Line Is It Anyway, as well as a producer-writer on The Wayne Brady Show. And he was in the Curb episode Trick or Treat.
Yes. What was his story arc? He wanted to go golfing with Larry?
Right. And Larry's wearing golf attire, but he's not going golfing that day. Because he just likes the look. He's tucking in now.
Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, "Oh, you're going golfing, obviously."
And
he's like, "No."
He's accusing Larry of lying. Yeah.
Well, we should add here that I guess Elaine, starts bidding on the glasses with this guy. She eventually buys them off of him. Next up, we're at Monk's. Jerry and Kramer are sitting in the booth. Jerry wonders, hey, what does the whip in the Senate and House do? And Kramer's like, well, in the old days, when the senators didn't vote the way the party leaders wanted them to, they whipped them.
You better vote the way we want you to, or there's going to be trouble.
I did have to look it up on Wikipedia as well to get the official definition, because why would you call it a whip? We know it's the legislator, whose job it is to make members of their party vote according to, the party's desires. But that term whip comes from the hunting term whipping in, and this is from preventing hounds from wandering away from the pack. So it's pretty interesting, I thought. I didn't know that.
Okay. Cool.
Anyways, Gary returns to the booth after talking to the woman no one ever speaks to.
She won't talk to anyone, huh? Oh, no. She won't say a word to anybody. Well, she's talking to Blue Streak now, Jack.
Now, this scene originally ended with the cop, known as Officer Morgan. He would come into Monk's to get a donut, and then he talks to Kramer about his eye patch, and then he gets distracted by the Scofflaw's car parked outside. That would have been a cool little bit to see, right?
Yeah, to see him run out, kind of frantic after the car.
He's getting a donut now.
Boy, they really like to pigeonhole cops in this show, don't they?
Well, cops, come on. Cops eating Milanos? So we got a couple of beats here. They all add up to something, I guess. You got Officer Morgan on the street. He's on the beat, and he finds the brown Dodge Diplomat parked outside, his white whale. He starts writing a ticket. Meanwhile, George is driving around with Debbie, can't find any parking, and this is just as the guy who sold his glasses to Elaine tries to cross the street. He can't see a damn thing. George swerves to miss him, and he crashes into a parked car. And, all this commotion distracts Officer Morgan, and the Dodge Diplomat speeds off. And Kramer rushes out of Monk's to see what the commotion is about, and he got a good look at the driver.
Newman, the white whale. Now, I got a couple things here. Going back to George in the car with Debbie, when George is just really complaining, oh, you can't find any place to park. Don't be mad, you still have your health. Look how far George has come from since when he was doing the exact opposite of every instinct he's ever had. Remember when he was in the car with Victoria? I'm Victoria, hi. And he got cut off, and he's like, take it easy. It's not the end of the world. And now we see George back to his true form.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And then I was thinking, George has had quite a few car mishaps over the years, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I think George and cars go hand in hand.
Let me crack an egg of knowledge on you here. We got the alternate side when he's parking cars during the Woody Allen movie shoot. He crashes cars there. The handicap spot, it's his father's car, but he gets that one busted for parking in a handicap spot. He ran over a squirrel in the Merv Griffin show. His LeBaron will catch fire in a couple episodes. Mm-hmm. And then there's hookers turning tricks in his car at the Jiffy Park. Did I forget anything?
Can't catch a break.
No, he should take the bus.
There's got to be more out there. I mean, George and cars go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Always got an issue. I've got a big issue with this scene, though.
The parking spot during the fight with Mike Moffat.
Oh, yeah, there's another huge one. I'm sure many of our listeners will be like, how could you forget this one? There's a lot out there. I've got a big issue with this scene, though, and it's always bugged me since I first saw it. Well, and it kind of goes back to the beginning of the episode when Officer Morgan, finds the car, and he's like, the white whale, and he starts writing a ticket. There's no one in the driver's seat. And then
seemingly
George crashes. Officer Morgan turns his head, and you see Newman in the driver's seat. And it cracks me up because it's like there's a huge piece missing. Like, where did Newman come from? He's just there.
As we saw last week, how nimble and fleet of foot Newman is, he just slid right in there and was able to get out.
I can't tell you how much this bugs me. If you watch the scene, it makes no sense.
It's more like a cartoon at this point than a sitcom, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the idea is the issue or they just didn't get the right pieces.
The execution.
Yeah, or if they just had to cut a lot and they thought no one would notice. Oh God! Speaking of which, there's a really big blooper later when Kramer's in the car with Newman that I noticed for the first time. But yeah, just a lot of weird technical issues this week.
Okay, I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Oh man, it's not that great, but
Is it? I don't know what it is. Is it the eye patch? Is it on different eyes?
no, it's something else with the blue screen. But with this scene, maybe Newman was like hiding in the front seat. But again, I think that the officer would notice him.
The springs would have been so compressed.
Right. Anyways. Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. George is upset, at the guy for selling his glasses on the street. Jerry is pissed that Gary lied about the chemotherapy just to get a wig. And he tells George, Gary even picked up the woman who doesn't talk to anyone since he's got all this confidence now. And I don't think you'd make that much of it, but George seems intrigued. A wig could have that much power. He's like, well, confidence.
George is trying to level out the playing field so he can be in the game. Mm-hmm. And since he's clinging to some scraps, he hasn't been in the game for quite some time.
Right. Absolutely. And it's funny, I'm surprised we never got into the whole George toupee arc earlier.
Right. But this seems like the perfect time. Like the show is kind of ventured away from pure, not, quote, reality, unquote, but it's veering into like a little bit more zany. So this seems like the perfect time to introduce a toupee plot.
Absolutely. Well, next scene, we're at Walden Books once again. Jake is on this really long, it's 2 days. That seems like a long time to sign books, right?
Yeah.
It must be a big seller. Elaine cuts the line and she rushes up to Jake.
Jake, take a look. Oh, see, you're not the only one who has them. I have them too.
Where did you get those?
Malaysia. I was in the area.
This is so satisfying. I've never been a huge fan of Jake Jarmel. He's fun name, very memorable scenes, but he is so smug and mean in this last episode. I'm glad that Elaine got the upper hand.
Oh, yeah. And it's totally, advantage Bennis right now.
Right. He really
but this time, advantage Bennis.
You really nailed that. Anyways. So next scene, we're in Newman's car, and Newman's stuck at a red light when Kramer opens the passenger door and slides in. And this is the moment that I wanted to talk about. We have a clip, but before we get into that, if you look in the background, on the blue screen, you have all these cars stopped at the red light. Before Newman accelerates, it transitions, like it fades into a different, like slightly different background. Oh, really? And like there's a white car that just appears out of nowhere.
Really?
It's really bizarre. Almost like something out of Star Trek. You know what I mean?
I'm pulling it up right now. I want to see this.
It just materializes and you're like, oh, there's just a white car there.
I can't believe it.
So you saw it, right?
Yeah, there's a cab you clearly see in the background. And then there's a white car that appears out of nowhere. Wow.
And it got me wondering, in other episodes, whenever a car goes from idling to moving, they probably always have to cut, I guess. It just seemed very noticeable this time. Maybe we've missed it happen before, like just cars appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Good catch.
Kramer.
Just drive. All right. Now you listen, and you listen good. I know who you are. You're the Scofflaw.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. It's me, Cosmo.
All right, so it's me. So what?
You don't think I know how you're feeling every second of the day? Looking over your shoulder to see if someone's coming up from behind, sitting alone at night knowing they could be closing in?
I can't sleep, I tell you, I can't sleep.
Yeah, of course you can't, you poor sap. Now, why didn't you tell me?
I couldn't tell anyone.
So you've been living this secret the whole time by yourself?
I wanted to tell somebody. Help me, Kramer! Help me!
It's not as obvious as the Jerry line earlier, but there's another Kramer ADR in this scene. It's the, so you've been living this secret the whole time by yourself.
Wow. Amazing how so many fall into one episode.
Right. That's the only reason I feel like we're bringing it up so much.
In the shooting script, there was some additional dialogue. Kramer tells Newman he helped broker a deal between Newman and the cop. And Kramer says to Newman, he's a good egg. He'll take care of you. Will you do it? Newman agrees. And then Kramer says, good. Now let me out. Got to get some tinfoil. So, right.
All right. Almost worth not mentioning.
Yeah. Well, feel free to cut it.
I'm just kidding. Next scene, we're on the sidewalk. George wants to... Did you say F you?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you say that. Next scene, we're on the sidewalk. George wants to try on some hair at the hair club for men, but Jerry tries to talk him out of it. So fake looking with the natural curls in the back and that big phony mat coming down on top. But George says, hey, I don't even have to tell a woman I'm dating that I'm wearing a toupee. They look so real nowadays.
So you're going to keep a secret your whole life. Then at your funeral, the mortician comes out and says, Mrs. Costanza, I thought you might want this. Ah!
I like
true.
that. I like that. Jerry like stuff. I wish he got more goofy.
Yeah.
But
It's coming. Mm-hmm. Great point, though, that he makes. Because could you imagine?
Well, do people still wear, like young men still wear toupees? Like, I feel like it's more common to do plugs than toupees.
I
don't know. We don't really have any. We're not experts on this, like most things.
Or anything.
I guess we used to talk about this in college when we talked about going bald. How we both agreed we would never get a toupee, but maybe we'd consider plugs. If it was that important to us.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just surprised. Maybe plugs weren't that big back then.
Well, I think the technology was not as advanced as it is today to look more natural. Because I think back then, if you got plugs, you would see the scars on somebody's scalp.
Right.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, next scene, we are at Monk's, and Elena's out to eat with none other than Mr. Lippman.
Hey, Mr. Lippman, the return of Richard Fancy.
Yeah, great to see him. In fact, another character, like Jake, we haven't seen since The Opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see him again. He's trying to get his own publishing house, and he thinks, well, I'm working with Jake Jarmel on this book. If things go well, he might have a job opportunity for Elaine. And Elaine is thrilled at the prospect. She's so sick of, quote, running around getting socks for Mr. Pitt. So I don't know if that just sums up her job as a whole, or if she's still getting socks.
Desalting pretzel rods, getting a spot for Woody Woodpecker balloon, and then getting socks of varying elasticities.
Right. Now, Lippman admires the glasses she's wearing. She's got the Malaysia glasses on, and she offers them to Mr. Lippman right there. And gotta say, he looks pretty good in them, I think.
Fabulous.
It's a weird look, but he pulls it off.
He's got really high hair. It's receding, but it goes back really high. He looks like a mad scientist almost.
Yes. Well,
did you notice he's putting on chapstick in the scene?
I did not know what that was about. Yeah.
Like, was it a choice, or did just Richard Fancy happen to do it while they're doing one of the takes? Because it seemed out of context or something.
I mean, I like that kind of stuff because I'm like, oh, no explanation needed. It's just something people do. But
that's what they do.
But why?
Yeah.
Like, was it because it's cold out? Or again, I feel like there was a lot cut out of this episode for some reason, and maybe there was some throwaway line there about the chapstick.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Anyways, next scene, we're at the courthouse. Kramer and Newman are standing before a judge who's given the Scofflaw matter some serious consideration and has decided that what's best for the city, and possibly for Newman himself, is for him to keep his car in a garage.
I can't afford that.
That's conveniently located next to your home. Afford it he will, because if he can't afford the garage, then his car will be impounded and sold at auction. Newman's cry is so good in this scene.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a baby, like a man baby.
Are you calling me a man-child?
Kramer, of course, reassures the judge, hey, don't worry about anything. Newman is in my custody.
And then she gives him a very peculiar look.
Stink eye.
To the pirate that stands before her. Now, this was something that actually really interested me here. Lillian Layman plays the judge. And when I looked her up on IMDb, she plays a judge in at least 12 other shows or movies.
Wow.
They are as follows. You're getting all 12. The Closer, The Division, Sparks, Jag, The Wayans Brothers, 11 episodes of LA Law, Naked Gun 33 and a Third, Body of Evidence, Defending Your Life, Gabriel's Fire, Married with Children, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. She's credited as judge in all 12 of those. She was also in Judging Amy.
Oh, perfect. Maybe she has a background, or just, again, you get it on your resume and just ride that wave.
I like that judge.
I actually have seen one of those performances in Naked Gun.
Oh, yeah? What'd you think?
The joke is like everyone in the courtroom has like a kid with them. And the joke is, at the end, her kid's there. And when she's going to dismiss the court, she, bangs the gavel, but it's like a toy gavel.
Like it squeaks?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways. Next scene, we're at the hair team for men. George is sitting at a mirror, sporting a new rug. Let's talk about it right here, man. How does George look?
I gotta say, I think he looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't see any imperfections, and I realize it's not a high def shot, but he looks damn good.
I think so too. I don't know if it changes much at the end or next episode, but I love his look. I think it looks fantastic.
He's a handsome fella.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I really can't say.
No, say. I want you to say.
It's not good, okay? It's not good. You look stupid. I'm sorry.
You have to realize this has not been custom fitted to his scalp.
I really think this looks pretty good.
Why don't you get a pair of white shoes, move down to Miami Beach, and get the whole thing over with?
Well, maybe you could show me something else.
As I said, it'll be different once we design something specifically for you. But I don't think your friend here is being very helpful.
Oh, hey, I'm being helpful. I am the only one being helpful.
No, I don't think you're being helpful. I think you're being disruptive. And you make it very difficult for your friend here to improve his life.
Hey, I'm trying to prevent my friend from becoming one of those guys people snicker at behind their back because they look ridiculous. No offense to you personally.
All you people with hair think you're so damn superior. You have no idea what it's like. You ever look down the bottom of your tub and see a fistful of hair? I'd like to start your day with that.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy. I'm sorry.
Please.
Hey, Jerry. George, you decided to get a rug. Good for you, Jack.
Now, you talked about Jerry kind of, we wish he got a little bit zanier. Here he is arguing with the salesman at Hair Team for Men and really getting riled up, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know what this is all about. Jerry seemed really emotional about this. Maybe he's just trying to protect his friend, as he says, from being ridiculed.
I think he does care about the welfare of George.
Mm-hmm. That salesman is out of control.
Yes. Everything's out of control about this guy.
I'd like to start your day with that.
He is played by Basil Hoffman. He plays the salesman, and he was in The Artist, Ordinary People, My Favorite Year, and All the President's Men.
Yeah, Tommy, right? As Gary will call him later.
I'm going to need a little adjustment.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I think he is the MVP of this episode in terms of the guest stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, great scene. Love it so much. It stands out to me every time I watch this scene. But does Tommy, or this Basil Hoffman guy, does he have like a Michael Caine like 1970s thing going on?
Oh yeah,
like the curly hair parted to the side, the glasses. I was Googling images like mad, trying to find Michael Caine with that hair in that kind of suit. And I found the hair and the glasses, but the suit I found in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. He has the same suit on.
Okay.
Same tie, but I can't match the head to the body, and I wish I could. But
can you do like a superimposing kind of thing?
Yeah, maybe, but you see it, right? The Michael Caine thing?
Oh, yeah. He's just missing the accent.
Oh, sure. Well, when Gary arrives, he lets Tommy know, I'm just in here for a little readjustment. And he lets George know, hey, I've got some bad news, that the parking space that he offered him for really cheap, right? $50 a month?
Yeah.
God, what a steal. A judge needs the parking space for some scofflaw, so unfortunately he can't give it to George.
You can't fight City Hall. And at this point, Jerry turns to George, looks at him with his hands out as if to say, can I go after him now?
Can I have
Since he's
permission?
since the wheels aren't getting greased. And George gives him the okay. Gary.
Slams the door. Then a big brouhaha breaks out. And even Gary's like, you didn't.
I did.
Yes.
And, a lot of bloopers coming from this scene. Jerry says, Gary, it goes on. And Jerry says, I wanted to talk about you and this thing on your head. And he backs Gary up to the wall, and the toupee comes off. It becomes askew, and Jerry fixes it and kind of tries to position it back on his head. And then there's another scene where I think it falls on the ground, and Tommy picks it up, and he's kind of stroking it like a cat.
Oh, God.
Which is very frightening. But lots of good stuff came out of this scene.
I do love that moment, though, as you pointed out, Jerry opening his arms, like, may I?
Yes.
It's kind of scary because it's like someone sicking his dog on Gary.
Yeah, his
You know what I
hounds.
mean? Like, go ahead. Have at it.
Release the hounds. Yeah.
Next scene, we're at Monk's, and this is such a great little moment ending to the episode. George strolls in, looks like a new man, brimming with confidence, casually leans on the hostess stand and looks at this beautiful woman sitting nearby.
How's your life? All right.
Yeah, not bad at all. Just slide this chair out here. This is one of those rare episodes where I think George wins.
Ooh, those always tend to be my favorite.
Mm-hmm. And his face as she slides that chair out, he's just so...
Yeah, he's... Once again, things are going my way.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm harping on all the bloopers here today, but there's another one. George sits down, and he fixes his hair, his toupee, and it becomes so askew on his head that you can see that he's clearly bald. And the crowd starts howling. The actress across from him, Elizabeth Soji, I believe her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Soley, she starts cracking up. But another really good blooper from here.
Absolutely. And we should go back to that line, how's your life? All right. I think this came up in Jerry's recent AMA. He pointed out that was a line that Keith Richards,
guitarist of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Like he met Keith Richards, and Keith Richards said, hey, how's your life? All right. And Jerry was just taken aback by that. Just like,
what a way to phrase a sentence,
How's your life? All
Who
right.
talks like that?
That's what Jerry should have said in response. All right. Final scene of the episode. It's over the credits. We're at, Marriott Hotel, some convention space. Lippman is having some kind of press conference for Jake and his new book.
And now, ladies and gentlemen of the press, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Jake Jarmel.
What's your percentage on this book?
Actually, I have some very interesting information on that. This is a co-venture.
Where did you get those?
And as such...
Those glasses. Where did you get those glasses?
What?
Is this supposed to be some kind of a joke on me? Because it's not very funny. Give me those. I want the glasses. Give me those. Give me those.
Look for some socks.
And now the vending machine has been tipped over.
Yes.
The Jarmel-Bennis relationship is dead.
It just hit me right now, too. This is similar to, I think it's the Rye, the one with John Germain, It's okay, John. You don't have to try so hard next time. And he just...
Good luck, honey.
He bombs the sax solo, and she leaves the audience kind of in the same way.
Yeah, leaving her boy high and dry.
Yes, but... I feel worse for Mr. Lippman. Just for some reason, I feel like Jake is beating the shit out of Mr. Lippman.
Well, he doesn't know what's going on, and I think Jake's going after the glasses, and Lippman is holding on to them for dear life.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, is this episode good for you, Jack?
I thought you were going to be like, do you send this episode your regards? But yeah, it's not that good for me, really. I don't know. It's tough. There's certain episodes in season 6 that I'm just not huge fans of. I don't hate them. I'm just like, like The Gymnast is one of them. The Chaperone's another one. I throw this in the camp with it. Just I think there are moments that I love. I love the glasses, like Jake Jarmel, like getting mad, and I love, Kramer's look with the eye patch. I think the fact that I can come up with more that I don't like about this episode than I like means that, this is not one of my favorites. And it's a shame, really, because, I love Peter Millman's writing usually. I think there are good jokes in this episode, good deliveries, but ultimately there's just something going on this week, and I don't know what it is. It's the ADRs. It feels like a lot of lines are omitted. Mm-hmm. I have trouble tracking like action sometimes in scenes, like just pieces don't add up. And maybe that's just because, Andy Ackerman's first season, there's a lot of action with Newman, driving off and, coordinating, different pieces. What about you though? Are you more of a fan?
No. First of all, the fact that this follows the label maker, and I could feel myself. I had such enthusiasm last week watching the episode, and then so happy to finally talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. This one was rough to get through and take my notes, and then I found today it was very rough to talk about. Mm-hmm. So, it like you said, it's very disjointed, and there's some good parts, but not enough to make me, forgive the negative. So I think we're in agreement here.
I also wanted more background on Debbie and maybe Gary, not so much. We got some nice exposition there, like Gary knows George's poker face. They're friends of some sort, but who's this Debbie?
Yeah, Debbie.
I don't know.
The cool thing is we will see, or at least hear about Gary Fogel one more time.
Yes, we will.
And great conclusion to his character arc.
It just seems like he would have been an interesting character, I think, to come back on the show, like this guy that always lies, maybe, or you can never trust. I just kind of like that. And he could sort of be a foil of sorts for the characters, sort of like a Kenny Bania or a Newman.
He could be George's foil.
Yeah, totally. But let's end on a high note here, Vinny. Any highlights for you in this episode? Stuff you really liked?
I think the moment that actually made me laugh the hardest was how we opened the show with, okay, what's kept you so busy? Mostly chemotherapy. And the look of George's face, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. That cracked me up. So I'm going to go with that one.
That's solid. Nice.
And you?
It's so dumb, but I love Elaine getting in Jake's face. Malaysia. I was in the area. Just love that. I like it when our characters, win one.
Yeah.
It's nice.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram.
Very good. Well, we are off next week, unfortunately, because I'm going to be out of town. Plus, we want a little extra time to put together our 100th episode. Can't believe we made it. We're still coming up with some ideas, but if there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or rank or overanalyze, please email us or reach out on social media. I'm sure we'll be talking about the basics, favorite episodes, favorite characters, favorite moments. But let us know if you have any suggestions for us to talk about. They can be about Seinfeld, the podcast, ourselves, fandom, whatever. We'll take everything under consideration. Also, we want to get you, the listeners, involved with our 100th episode and see if we can play some MP3s or voicemails on the show. Keep an eye out for a mini episode of sorts to drop sometime next week when I get back that will explain more. But that's going to do it for this week. My name's Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
How's your life? All right?
Yeah, not bad at all.